your eyewitness weather forecast.
And a pleasant Tuesday evening to everybody. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed. It looks like we have a pair of dry and warmer days ahead of us with just a few clouds and maybe some Canadian wildfire smoke as well. But before we get to that, let's take a look live right now from downtown Utica, where we do have a lot of clouds. Yes, some sun peeking out here and there. 71 degrees. This is actually one of the brightest points that it's been throughout the entire day. Of course, we were socked in with the clouds and the rain for a lot of the day and through the afternoon as well, though we did see a bit of sunshine. The dew point right now is comfortable, 53, and the wind is out of the northwest at 9 miles an hour. That wind will impact tomorrow's forecast. I'll tell you all about that coming up in just a second. But as far as temperatures go, they're just dependent on where you are. We have the warmest temperatures across portions of Oneida County over towards Syracuse, where it's 74. Camden's at 71, downtown Utica at 70. Same thing in Sherburne, but the rest of the area off toward the north and east is in the upper 60s. So those thunderstorms that were affecting us earlier this afternoon are now to the east of Albany. We just have one lonely thunderstorm that's moving through the Oneonta area right now with mainly some moderate to heavy rain. The reason for that is because we were wedged in between both a warm front and a cold front earlier today, and that's attached to an area of low pressure off the New England coast. And that low pressure, as it moves up toward the north and east, it will bring some westerly wind with it. And of course, with westerly wind comes that Canadian wildfire smoke through the day tomorrow. So even though we'll see a lot of sunshine and a few clouds, some of that sunshine might appear a bit hazy because of the wildfire smoke, not only in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, but down here at the surface as well. So just be mindful of that, especially if you have any respiratory issues, children, and the elderly as well. So if you're going to be spending any time outside tomorrow, other than that, you'll just have to worry about grabbing some extra water, a hat, sunglasses, and a sunscreen, with the sun angle being the highest, being among the highest points at any point in the year as we approach mid to late June. Temperatures overnight tonight will be in the 50s to around 60. And then tomorrow we'll see temperatures making their way up into the upper 70s, maybe making a run at 80 for some of us, with just a few clouds here and there. Again, mainly dry and warmer. Same thing as we go through Thursday. But that's when, once we get past Thursday into Friday, and especially on Saturday, of course, that's when things start to get interesting with another storm system heading our way from the Midwest. And it looks like we could see some rain heading our way for Saturday, which is Flag Day. But it does look drier as we go toward Sunday. Although we'll see a lot of clouds, looking dry for Father's Day at this point. And then once we get beyond that, we'll make the temperatures get up into the 70s to around 80 with mainly dry conditions to start next week.
And if you're anything like me and you deal with asthma or any other respiratory illnesses, it might be a good idea to put on an N95 mask if you have to go outside tomorrow, because that wildfire smoke can really play a role in making your day a little bit worse.
Absolutely. Mask, and like I said, keep plenty of water on you as well. Stay hydrated.
All right. Thank you, Jordan. Coming up next on Eyewitness.
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
And welcome back to Eyewitness News, first at 10 on your Tuesday evening. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed. Hope you're having a pleasant one so far. And let's take a look at the temperatures for today. They were fairly pleasant, in spite of the fact that they were a little bit below average, only by 1 degree. So it's a fairly seasonable day, in spite of the fact that we had a lot of clouds through most of the day. And that low temperature, that's actually occurring right now. Last night's low was into the lower 60s, so we're not far from the average low temperature as well. And you'll also notice that we had over an inch of rain just since midnight, so the last 24 hours or so. And obviously temperatures today not anywhere near those records. So again, 57, that's the coolest it's been at any point today under mainly clear skies here in downtown Utica. And that dew point is at 54, winds out of the southeast at 3 miles an hour. But tomorrow the winds will be out of the west, and that'll impact our air quality, and I'll tell you all about that in a second. But temperatures for the most part are in the 50s right now. There's one hold up to that, and that's Camden right now. That is at 63. Boonville to the northeast is at 53, and the radar is looking much quieter. That's a stark contrast to what we were dealing with this morning and again this afternoon when we had rounds of showers and thunderstorms. Those have since exited the New England coast and are heading up through Maine, the Canadian Maritimes, and we have an area of low pressure to thank for that, as well as a cold front and associated warm front as well. So because of that low pressure exiting off toward the east, we'll be dealing with a westerly wind, and it could be around 10 to 15 miles an hour. Not only will we see smoke here at the surface, but we'll also see it in the mid and high levels of the atmosphere. But it's the near surface smoke that we have to be worried about. So if you are concerned about air quality tomorrow, of course, limit your time outdoors, close the windows to your home as well as your car. You'll want to recirculate the air in your car. And if you still have them, be sure to put on an N95 mask if you have to step outside at any point. Other than that, tomorrow won't be a bad day to be outside if you don't have respiratory issues, with temperatures making a run at 80 degrees, upper 70s for most of us, with just a few clouds here and there, and it remains dry through tomorrow night and into Thursday as well. So once we get beyond that, we'll be looking at, of course, another storm system heading our way for this upcoming weekend that'll impact not only Flag Day on Saturday, but may also throw a few showers into the forecast. We'll have to see about that. Looks cloudy right now for Father's Day on Sunday. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, all looking good for mowing that lawn, and then Saturday obviously looking poor for that, with a lot of rain heading our way, possibly another inch or so in many locations. 55 to 60 overnight tonight with clear skies, winds out of the west southwest at 3 to 5 miles an hour, and then during the day tomorrow we'll have temperatures in the middle and upper 70s, maybe the low 80s for some of you as well, with just a few clouds, dry and warmer conditions. Not a bad day, other than the fact that we'll be dealing with the haze in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, and then that near surface smoke as well, thanks to those westerly winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour, and the chance of rain rather low, only about 10%. Basically a carbon copy as we go through Thursday, except a couple of degrees cooler. All in all, still a seasonable day. Temperatures as we go through Friday between 70 and about 75 degrees, with more in the way of clouds. Still looking dry though. And then Saturday looks like the wettest of the weekend days, with temperatures only in the upper 60s, but then it gets better as we head past Sunday into Monday and Tuesday of next week, Thomas.
I know I never like mowing the lawn in temperatures like this, but these next few days really are going to be the best days to get it done.
They're going to be the best days to do it because we don't have rain, and the ground is dry as well, and we've got plenty of sunshine to help things out too.
Well, a few of the folks around the station have already gotten started, so at least they got ahead of it.
Absolutely.
Well, even if the weather was nice enough, none of our local teams hit the diamond tonight, but that does...
Now, your Eyewitness Weather forecast.
And welcome back to the Tuesday edition of Eyewitness News at 11. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed. I hope you're having a pleasant evening so far. And we do have a pair of dry and warmer days ahead of us with just a few clouds. We'll get to that in a second. But as far as today was concerned, we were 1 degree below normal for that high temperature. We should be at 76. We were at 75. And that low temperature of 55, not only is that right where we should be for this time of year, that's actually occurring right now. Last night's low was in the low 60s, and we are continuing to drop. Well, we likely will drop another degree or two during the overnight hours, not much further from where we are right now. But you'll notice since midnight, we've had a good amount of rain, 1.04 inches, and we've got some more rain to come, especially this weekend. Once again, unfortunately, 55 degrees right now with mainly clear skies. Again, that's the chilliest it's been at any point today. We have calm winds out there right now, and the dew point not far behind at 53. We have a lot of 50s out there right now, with the exception of Camden, which is hanging on to 63, and same thing over in Syracuse. But again, most if not all of us are into the 50s at this point, and the radar is dry. Certainly a stark contrast from the way it was most of the day when we had a lot of clouds and that rain, and that's continuing to exit up toward our north and east thanks to an area of low pressure exiting the New England coast. As it does so, it'll draw in a westerly wind during the day tomorrow, and that could be breezy at times, 10 to 15 miles an hour, and then it'll draw in more of that moderate to sensitive air quality, and that means we'll also be dealing with some near surface smoke and some of that in the mid and high levels of the atmosphere as well. So if air quality is a concern for you, especially for children and the very old with weaker immune systems, any compromised people, you'll definitely want to limit time outdoors, close windows to your homes as well as your vehicles, recirculate the air in your vehicles as well, and if you still have any, be sure to put on an N95 mask if you have to step outside at any point for tomorrow. For those of you that don't have respiratory issues, it'll be a fairly nice day overall with just a few clouds here and there. Mainly dry, warmer as well, with temperatures in the upper 70s, making a run possibly at 80 degrees. And then Thursday will be similar, but we will be dealing with some cooler conditions. It's Friday and into Saturday that we start to experience some of those changes with another area of low pressure. What else is new, right? More rain heading our way for Saturday, and it looks a little bit better as we head through Sunday. So Wednesday through Friday looking pretty good to mow that lawn, even though it will be a little little bit on the warm side for doing so. Saturday, obviously, you'll want to plan some indoor work because of the rain out there. 55 overnight tonight with clear skies, a west-southwesterly breeze. That'll become westerly during the day tomorrow with just a few clouds, dry and warmer conditions. Some of us may get into the lower 80s tomorrow, most of us in the upper 70s. A little bit cooler as we go through Thursday, Friday, increasing the clouds, and then a lot of clouds as we go through the weekend, upper 60s to lower 70 with some rain, and then we start an improving trend as we head through the first part of next week.
Well, Jordan, with as nice as the weather is supposed to be tomorrow, I think tomorrow's going to be the day to stay inside.
Tomorrow is, with the air quality, especially if you have respiratory issues. If you do get outside, though, make sure to put on that sunscreen, wear the sunglasses, and stay hydrated as well.
All right, thank you, Jordan. Coming up next on Eyewitness.